Hello, 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 and welcome back to another AccuSim challenge flight for A2A. We're flying the Aerosoft, no, not the Aerosoft, Aerostar. Flying the A2A Aerostar all the way from Whitehorse, Canada. Here we are. This is the route that we already did: Whitehorse, McCarthy, Anchorage, King Salmon, Unalaska, Adak, Shemia, Yedisovo, all the way down here to Memambatsu, Hakodate, Sendai, and now where we are at the moment, Gotemba Airport, which is just off Mt Fuji. So what we're gonna do today, it's promising to be nice weather, nice flying weather, so it's gonna be a VFR flight from Gotemba, passing Mt Fuji for all the views. Then we go southwest and basically take points. We take a point here, this peninsula over here. Then we go to this point of this peninsula over here. Cut inside because there's an inland lake here, or inland sea. I don't know if this is closed or not. In any case, doesn't look like. It's called Lake Hamana. Okay, then it's a lake. It's not an inland sea. Anyway, here's just a waypoint here, and then another point over here. Then we cross, passing Chubu Centraire. Nice thing about Japan, all these artificial island airports. We're gonna land at one. But first we're gonna take a look at Suzuka circuit. Formula 1 circuit, among others. Then cross across land, all the way over here, until we reach Kobe. And for Kobe we're taking, just for precaution, a VOR station 111.25. But in any case, if the weather is clear, then it shouldn't be a problem, because like here, Kansai is an artificial island and Kobe is that as well, and it's on the north side of this bay. So what can go wrong, right? Right. That's our heading, that's our course, and it should be just more than an hour, just over an hour. Okay, let's see. Yes, we are in our aircraft, and it's a balmy 11 degrees. It's been freezing ever since we left, and in Sendai it was still wintry, and this is nice. This is almost spring, so very nice. I did put the engine heaters in on. They are in, so the engine should be nice and warm. So let's hop in. Here we are. Sneak peek. Oh yeah, oil is nice and warm, so engine heaters can go out. And I'll put my levers correct. Okay. I did a walk around already, so everything on the outside is set. And we're now gonna start her up. Start by the battery. Nav lights. This is weird because every time my fuel selectors are on. Well, I'm pretty sure that I put them off after every flight. I'll make a note of that to really put them off again, so we know. This is going, so we have battery power. Now it's a bit warmer, so I'm not gonna do a 7 or 8 count prime. I'm gonna do a 5 count prime. So turning on the pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close. Pull this one back. And here we go. Full mixture. Bring her back to 1000 RPM. Here we are. Add an alternator to take some load off the battery. And we do the same on the left hand side. Pump on. Full mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it closed. Crack this one. Start. and as soon as it boils over, full mixture. Get this one also to 1000 RPM, and we're done. Engine's running. Now we can bring in the rest. Avionics, autopilot, test annunciator panel, all good. Gonna bring on the heat, bring on the defroster. We don't need the wind chill defroster now, but I will pull out the heat temperature. Also pull out the yeah, still gonna do the pitot heat and the fan and the cabin. That's all good. Cabin lights also nice. Now for fuel, I would say update the digital engine monitor so it's in, and let's warm her up. Cylinder heads are still below the green. Put on our headsets, and everything is where it should be. Right. There is zero wind at the people again. It's always the same people. There is zero wind at the airport, so we can just take the runway over here and head towards Mt Fuji on a right hand turn. So I'm gonna release parking brake, put in my thumb switch all the way to the right. Center again, please. Wheel. Always a bit laggy. It's this electrical steering wheel thingy. I can use the differential brakes as well, so. Set 111.25 is our Kobe station. Other than that, we're not tuning any other signals. We're putting an elapsed time counter. Transponder on 1200. Flaps to 10. That's it. All in the green, all are good. Let's take a quick check. Cycle the oil. In the props. Mag check. Left, right. Left, both. Left, both. See that? Left mag, the left engine again. It's always the left engine. This is so funny. See that? Now it's the other spark plug. On the previous flights it was the lower one, and now it's the top one. So if I put my selector on that, there's nothing wrong. If you put it on the right one, now you see a difference, and you hear it as well. The left engine, 6th cylinder, is not firing as we'd like it. Not a problem, because we'll burn them clean on full power. But like I said in earlier flights, on the left engine I've got the massive spark plugs, the cheap ones, so to speak, and on the right engine I've got the fine wire hard spark plugs, just to see what the difference is. Well, you see it, the massive ones are more prone to fouling. carbon buildup, meaning that they don't spark as well, meaning that the fuel-air mixture in the engine or in the cylinder itself doesn't ignite as well as it should be, thus giving a lesser burn and thus giving lesser thrust. That's basically it. Okay, I think we are done. Except that my HSI is still not fully aligned. So I'm gonna help it a bit. This is around 75 degrees. Alright. So we're gonna take off, head to the west, and when we're past Mount Fuji, then we go on a heading of roughly 210 to basically follow the bay. Okay. Park and brake off. Strobe on. Landing and taxi lights on. So I'm gonna take a left right out of turn as soon as we get there. It's a shorter runway, so I'm gonna do a full power check, not on rolling but on standing. Yeah, power check seen. Go. I want the middle of the runway, please. Like I said, short runway. Gear up. Flaps up. And there's Mount Fuji. Climb power. Big mountain it is. She's not impressed. Slightly more power on the left needed. A bit of a sink. You can see that the slope is very pronounced already here. So we're just climbing to stay out of the terrain, of course. We'll be going down later. You already see the bay over there. Then I'll be going back to I guess 2000 or something. Landing and taxi lights off. Pumps off. It's one lonely big volcano mountain, or I think it's a volcano. Dormant for years, but yeah. Okay, let's evolve a bit. bring these babies back to 21. Manifold pressure 2200 RPM. It's already 30 degrees again inside here. And let's put the lean finder in. Not happening now. Okay, just put it at 12. 12 is good. 12 is the magic number. I found out. Excellent. And we're already at roughly 210. Getting into clouds, I don't like that. I'm gonna go down. It's also below 0 in the clouds. So let's descend away from the mountain. Take up a 2000 feet below the cloud layer. Oh, I forgot to start my timer. Let's do it now. So we know it's 1 hour 7 minutes in total flight. I forgot the timer, so let's say in 1 hour we should be in Kobe. Kobe having had a very large earthquake, I think in the 2000s or even the 1990s. I have to look that up. There's the Cape, just below the haziness of the cloud. You can see the shape of the peninsula matching what we saw in the little map. The little comma-shaped thing. So I'm gonna point my nose at it, set my drift towards it, set my course towards it, so that I can use the green triangle as a reference. And here we go. Now we have a reading on the VOR2 radio, but we're not using that. It's just an old frequency setting. We've already set up the Kobe one on VOR1, so whenever it comes out or comes up, then we'll see it over here, and then this DME will come alive as well. Nice. No idea what town this is. Let's do 2500. 2500 is nice. So briefly setting autopilot. What's the name of this town? It's Japanese in a little nav map, so no clue. Google Maps is our friend. Fujine, I guess. Fujinomiya could also be. There's a lot of names here. This town that we're going to pass is Shizuoka. Right. Cool. Autopilot off. And bring this back to our normal cruise setting of 21. And slightly more on the mixtures. Aircraft getting some dirt again. I haven't cleaned it since Russia, where for some reason someone cleaned it, because all of a sudden all the dirty bits were gone. I do not want to climb. Please stop doing that. Which is of course because I entered something on the throttle. Added on the throttle, and when you add on throttle, then you increase speed, and when you increase speed, you increase lift. So you should have anticipated that. Shizuoka looks like a big harbor city. Port facilities on either side of this peninsula. On what seems to be a very substantial internal harbor. Cool. Now, as you can see, we passed this cape, but there's the point already on the horizon. That's basically the tip, I guess. Maybe it's something more in the haze, but I'm guessing it's the tip. So we're following the coast to get towards the tip of this island or bit of mainland Japan. Then turn right to just follow the coast again towards the other tip. As you can see, I'm just steering this thing with my fingertips, as it should be. Most aircraft require GA aircraft require a very light touch, so being ham-fisted is well, will work against you. Now for the remainder of the Japan tour, we're now basically on the southern side of the main island, moving west, and then again we'll be traveling south again. So I was thinking Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and then towards Okinawa. Yeah. Maybe you stop in between, and from Okinawa we will already go to Taiwan. So you can see how fast this cruiser is. You can say, oh well, it took you 6-7 flights to get to Japan from Japan, but yeah, on the other side, the other hand, it's only 6 or 7 flights, and looking at Japan, I think it's 1,000 miles or something from one end to another. Relating that to Europe, the northern part of Japan is, let's say, mid of France, and the southern part of Japan is basically North Africa. Bent like a banana, not in a straight line, but still. Oh, let's see. Something popped out of the haze. This point over here. So this is not the cape we're heading for. This is. I'll steer towards this one first, simply because I don't want to be over too much water. I want to also to look at. So yeah, this is still Shizuoka then. Yeah. Funny, so this city is basically in 2 parts. Or is it Shimada? No, it's Shizuoka airfield. But the town is called Shimada or Fujieda. Funnily enough, because there's an airport here. That's here. There it is. That's called Shizuoka. I don't really understand the Japanese. How do I say it? Municipal stuff, how it's set up. I mean, we flew over Fukushima part of the last flight. Well, we all know it from being in the news on the tsunami and the power plant meltdown. Nuclear power plant. Well, that's on the coast. Fukushima, where we flew over, was way inland. Internal temperature a bit bearable again. Let's put it to 30, see what happens. Outside is above 0, so that's good. I'm guessing by the time we reach Taiwan we'll already be in the 20s, and when we're in the Philippines then we're in the tropics. So that's fast how it can go here. And luckily so, because this aircraft does not like ice, as we noticed. It doesn't like warming up in the cabin, it doesn't like warming up on the engines. And it certainly doesn't like ice on either the wings, the engines or the windscreen, because there's no way to get it off. By some miracle glitch it went away all of a sudden. Was in this cape, so I'm now heading towards our waypoint. I'll not take the complete tip, but just steer it here in the middle. Yeah, this sim looks amazing, and I'm not even on very high realism settings because of my my graphics card. Now a 7-year-old currently at 1080. But still doing a proper job of viewing this sim in what is it, 30? Is it a 30? 80 FPS here. No, 30. Yeah, 30 FPS. Which is fine. Which is absolutely fine. Now I could cut corners here, but that's basically bad navigation. You already know that we're following the coast down to the west. But if you don't want to mess up your timings on your navigational plan, either in your head or on paper, then it's basically a bad spot to just turn over here and then cut off this part. If you planned it, then you take it. Otherwise you should have planned it tighter. At least that's my navigation philosophy. Here too, port facilities. A lot of port facilities here. Cool. Okay. Turning to the west. We are 15 minutes on the way. Towards the other tip. Hold it. Press my autopilot button by mistake. Although I could put it on for a bit. You land behind here, so this is there's the first cape here. Enjoying my flight in silence. Like I said earlier, in this visual age of flight simming, VFR flying is so beautiful. out. Yeah. Now we're going towards that lake, and I think that's here. So I'm gonna keep it on autopilot, but just steer it by the course setting. Yeah, there's the lake. It's over here. Minor adjustments on the mixtures. Running minus 25, 28, minus 38, ridge of peak. Compensating on the left one. This is such small minute detail. I don't know how this works on the real world merge engine guys, if they really lean it so close to the numbers. I've learned it all to do by eye and ear. But I'm guessing this works from a economical perspective. And here's the inland lake. Lake Hanama. I would say it's part of the sea though, as I see a sea entrance in there, but it could also be a dam to regulate water going in and out. I mean, this left side is sea, it's part of the tides. You can imagine with all the development going on along the edges, getting a tide isn't the greatest. Tidal movements. Looks like a dam or just a bridge. Just a bridge. Yeah, so it is open. So it's called a lake, but as far as the sim is concerned, it's an inland sea. Okay, then we are here, and then you'll see that this bit of land is sloping away again towards the tip over there. So that's where we're going. So, happily trundling along the coast. Some clouds here, but I'm guessing this is the second waypoint. We are now 28 minutes on the way. The second waypoint would indeed be roughly halfway, so that kind of makes sense. When we get to that point, we will steer to 310 to get to the other side of the bay. We should be able to see Chubu, the artificial island airport. Chubu Centraire. We'll be steering 310 and should be coming on land between two river outlets slash small harbors, maybe marinas. Here we almost are. "32 minutes on the clock. Very well. Let's turn to 310. I've no idea on the wind, but I should be passing that island there, just on the left of it. Already see some mountainous stuff on the other side of the bay. Nothing distinguishable yet. Chimney over there. Power station. Nice. It's a big bay if you look from one end to the other. It's all Japan, but it's a big bay, very large. Now off to the right here, this should be Chubu, which is also an artificial island with an airport on it. I'm guessing that's Central. Or is it more the way north again? It's a bit too hazy. This could be a cape, because it's all these artificial islands that the Japanese make for their airports. They basically have a road or a train going to the mainland, but nothing else. So if there's more than a sliver of land connected, then it's not it. Then it's not the airport. Then it should be somewhere here in the murk. I'm pretty sure. Or here, this little sliver of darkness. Side of the bay is coming more into view. No, it's too murky. Oh, that's it. This is it. This is Chubu. Yeah, that's it. In any case. Right, let's see. This seems to be a little marina, as does this. Don't know about this, and I don't know about this sliver of land here, so let's check. That's way back. Oh yeah, this is it. This is right on. I should have been here, this line. But I'm here and that's fine. So we're going straight towards Suzuka track. go straight. It should be here somewhere. So I'm gonna go slightly to the left. And let's see if we can make it out. Compensate again. I have it passing on my left. I'm guessing this looks... It's devoid of buildings. In a built-up area. Staring myself blind because this could also be something. Yeah, this is it. This is the main straight. These are the S's. Going down over here. Crossing. Very cool. Scaccio chicane. This is 130R. This is the crossing here. It's a bit of a dimple here, but okay. This is Spoon. Oh, nice. Okay. Now that we're here, I was expecting. Oh, we have indeed. I was expecting. I'm gonna say. To have a course, and that we have towards Kobe. There are some mountains here. Should be fine, because this is a pass here, so I'm gonna steer a bit to the right to get through the pass. Still around the 0. On board is 20, so finally got that sorted out. Time to station is 20 minutes, and our airtime now is 47. So 1 hour and 7. Sounds right. Only I started this being a bit late, but all in all. That means we've had a headwind. So I've been on course almost perfectly. Not cutting anything, not lengthening anything. beautiful stuff. Very green. Stream and a road in between these two massifs. We're coming out of here and now it's back to, well, basically plain. Another bit of mountain stuff, so I'm gonna go a bit to the left now. Basically avoiding that. I have a course on the edgy side, so it'll be all good. Everything running smoothly and by the book. Back again. This is the town of Iga. Soon before we reach, I think, Osaka, if memory serves me well. Yeah, we passed Suzuka and the big town of the city of Nagoya on the right, out of range of view, so to speak. So we're passing Kyoto on the right, Nara on the left, going over Osaka to get to Kobe. So there will be Kyoto. There will be Naga. Up here is Osaka. And over there is Kobe. I'm gonna set this to a track of nav instead of heading. Like rice fields. Lovely scenery. Very nice. Guessing Osaka is behind this ridge here. Naga, and this over there then is Kyoto. And this is residential hell. Oh look how close it all is. And I can already see the bay over here with Kobe Airport in there. I'm gonna check the airport, the weather. Kobe, here we are. VFR 1021, 9 knots from 250, meaning we'll do a straight in landing. Yeah, because we have a runway 27 with a headwind of 9 knots, which is preferable to tail. from my theoretics a long time ago now. Not sure if I remember correctly, but I think it was every 2 knots added on the tail is 10% landing rollout. That's a lot. So normally if you do a normal landing rollout of say 500 meters, if you add 2 knots on the tail, then it becomes 550 meters. It's a 50 meter difference, otherwise 10%. So you can imagine if you take 10 knots on the tail, that's 2 times 5. So that's a 50% addition to the landing rollout. That's a lot. And that 500 meters becomes 750 meters. If the runway is 600 meters long, you're stuffed. Never try this at home, kids. Right. There's the river coming out. Again, water bodies are lovely for navigation. And almost straight across where the river pours out into the bay is Kobe Airport. I think it can be this one. Slightly sliver over here, but it will come into view shortly. Timer is now 1 hour. I don't need a timer anymore. I now need the time to station, which is 7 minutes or 21 miles. Ground speed 172, which indeed indicates a nose wind because we have an indicator speed of 183. So let's say 10 knots on the nose. And here we are in Osaka. Over Osaka. Very large city. Again, photogrammetry is moi. This looks amazing from a distance, but if I look close up here, it's like it's just been hit by an earthquake. If I don't turn on the photogrammetry, then all this stuff becomes well, more generic, let's put it that way. So photogrammetry is a bit of hit and miss. Earlier that we had the engine thing. It's all good. It's all good. Now you see that every white dot, double spark plugs, are basically all the same size. Same on the right. Meaning that any fouling that we had on the 6th cylinder, the above spark plug. Yesterday, or the flight before, it was the lower spark plug. So those are gone now. Due to the engine revving and well, basically the heat of it burning off any residue. See, this looks really cool until you really start to notice all the details. Then you're like, oh, I'm like, okay. These are buildings, but it could also be rubble. And the farther you go, this path, you see this? This doesn't look at buildings, this just looks like destroyed buildings. So on a whole, it looks fine. But if you go zooming in. This stuff. Now it comes in. Now it starts to build up. And this is internet, of course, but still, because it's all streamed in MSFS 2024. Now you see it's going back to earthquake mode. Yeah, but still, you know. And it's not my internet because I've got a very fast internet connection. Again with the port stuff. And over here we see Kobe. This is the airport. And we're doing a straight in approach. So, autopilot off. Landing and taxi lights on. I'm gonna take out some speed, so throttle back to 15 mph. Put in full mixtures. Turn on the pumps. And I'm gonna move to the left so that I can get to a correct heading. Doesn't really bleed off speed. But I am descending a bit. I think I see the wrong way, the left end. In any case, speed is low enough to drop the gear. Let's do that, that'll break us down. Beautiful animation on the doors. There goes the speed. Trim her up a bit. I don't know what year it was anymore. I think it's in the 90s that Kobe was hit by a very, very hefty earthquake. 9.2, 9.3 on the Richter scale. Very devastating. Flaps 10. I have to look that up. Next flight. I'll look that up for next flight. Flaps 20. Now we basically just pull it towards the airfield. Gonna descend. Prop pitch full fine. Better. Pull it up again. Flaps 30. It'll be long. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's a pretty long runway. Basically keep your nose attitude and manage your rate of descent via the throttles. By the time I get here, the main landing markers, keep the attitude, pull the throttles. And hold her off, hold her off, hold her off, hold her off, hold her off. Here we go. Sorry about the applause, that's the pilot P-Rep tool doing its thing. I like the other sounds that are in there, just don't like this sound, but I can't selectively turn them off. Flaps up. I think this is a GA area over here. Landing lights off, strobes off. Transponder off. Pumps off. Learn to follow a bleeding yellow line. You can do it. I'll just put it over there. There's a marshal waiting for me. I'll take that one. Rolling. Park and brake. Electrics off. Pull left mixture. Pull right mixture. Alternators off. Lights off. Battery off. And all ignition off. And we are in Kobe. Isn't that nice? Again, a very nice flight. Finish it up in my P-Rep tool. That's it. Alright. Now. We are in Kobe. And for our next flight, I'm gonna start at Kobe. Or just plan it right now. Iwakuni, go to Hiroshima. If you go to Hiroshima, then it's a 30-minute flight. Shortish. If we go to Nagasaki, then it becomes a 1.5 minute per hour flight. That's actually quite doable. But then, do I go to Hiroshima or not? I have to go to the final island because this is... I'm gonna make Kanoya my endpoint, I guess. Either Kanoya or Tanegashima. Tanegashima looks nicer, more GA-like fields. So what if I append that? This is like 45 minutes. Yeah, I can do that. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. I can make the combo of that. This is nice between all these islands. Again, the airport is here, but where's the town? This is Mihara or Michi. So I'm guessing this is Hiroshima. This is Hiroshima. Okay. Okay. This is like placing Amsterdam Airport on the Wadden Isles. Okay. I'm gonna add this as a waypoint. And I wanna go cross over it or take a visual approach thing again. Or make it more of a straight line thing. This is nice. This little island here, shaped like turtle or a dog without legs. It's actually nice. These islands are nice as well. I'm bypassing them here. That's actually kind of a shame. I'm guessing I can see them from the sky. This is still 100 miles over here. Yeah, I can do this in one go. Take the VR in for Nagasaki. This is Hiroshima town center. I'll add this one too. Yeah. This looks nice for the next flight. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Then land at Nagasaki, and from Nagasaki out we will be slowly making our way out of Japan and towards Taiwan. Cool, this will be our next flight. So, thanks a lot for viewing again, and we'll check our aircraft and on the next flight and do the next one, maybe today, and otherwise probably tomorrow or Sunday. We will see. So far so good. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.